The Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, perhaps no other agency, no other institution in our government causes more fear, more concern, more distress, or outright panic at the mere mention of their name than the IRS. Entanglement with the IRS is never good. Most Americans work hard, pay their taxes, and just want to live a life free of harassment. And most of the IRS employees are good, decent, hard-working, patriotic people, doing a tough job, working for their government, and are honest in their dealings. But unfortunately, not all of them. Nearly 2 years ago, the Treasury Inspector General for Tax Administration, often referred to as TIGTA, did an audit that confirmed what many on this committee had feared and heard. The IRS was targeting and delaying the applications for 501c4 status of conservative nonprofit organizations because of their political beliefs. The IRS was on the lookout for applications that focused on the national debt, quote, criticized how the country was run, end quote, or that sought to educate the public on how to, quote, make America a better place to live, unquote. These were conservatives trying to play by the rules, but some in the IRS didn't want them in the game. They didn't even want them to have a voice. When it was first revealed that the IRS was targeting Americans and suppressing their First Amendment rights because of their political beliefs, President Obama said this, quote, if in fact IRS personnel engaged in the kind of practices that have been reported on and were intentionally targeting conservative groups, then that's outrageous and there's no place for it. And they have to be held fully accountable because the IRS is an independent agency, requires absolute integrity, and the people have to have confidence that they are applying the laws in a nonpartisan way, end quote. I agree with the President. He was absolutely and totally right. But sometime right before the Super Bowl rolled around, before any of the investigations were complete, the President concluded there was, quote, not even a smidgen of corruption, end quote. I have no idea how the President came to such a definitive conclusion without all the facts, but he obviously sent a signal as to how he would like this to be concluded. On the one hand, the President has come to a conclusion, and on the other hand, there's an ongoing investigation by the Inspector General and the Department of Justice. But Congress has a role. As the new chairman of the committee, I thought it would be appropriate to get an update on the investigation from the Inspector General. I want us to focus on the facts, wherever they may lead us. And thus far, the IRS, and specifically its commissioner, has given us a lot of different answers to some fairly simple questions. The Oversight Committee subpoenaed the IRS in August of 2013, seeking emails from Lois Lerner, as well as others involved in the targeting. Months later, we did not have all the Lois Lerner emails. In an oversight hearing on March 26, 2014, Commissioner Koskinen testified under oath that he had all the emails and he would produce all the emails. Yet on June 13, 2014, the IRS sent a letter to the Senate Finance stating a multi-year tranche of Lois Lerner's emails had been destroyed. June 13, 2014, letter sent to Senate Finance said, quote, IRS confirmed the backup tapes from the 2011 no longer exist because they've been recycled pursuant to the IRS normal policy, end quote. June 20th, 2014, before Ways and Means, Chairman Camp said, quote, your letter describes the Lois Lerner emails as being unrecoverable, end quote. Commissioner Koskinen, quote, correct, end quote. February 11th, 2015, in an oversight hearing, Mr. DeSantis of Florida says, quote, you've made the effort, you were not cavalier about this, you made the effort to find what the committee wanted, end quote. Mr. Koskinen, quote, yes, end quote. The IRS commissioner has said they went to, quote, great lengths and made extraordinary efforts to recover the emails. This is but a small sampling of the Commissioner's definitive and precise statements about the missing emails. Yet I believe what we will hear this evening is far different than we were led to believe. To the men and women in the Inspector General office, we cannot thank you enough for your hard work, the long days that you're working to get the information to the American public and for this committee. We look ultimately to reading the final report, but it is appropriate to give an update today, and so we appreciate you being here.